Oh, there's Trish. Move. Hello, hello.
Hello.
All right.
You
So
guys, I missed you. I told Teresa yesterday. I thought yesterday was today apparently because I was so excited. It was like 10 to 9 and I'm like, "Well, that's weird. My calendar didn't beep like, it's our time together." And then I'm like, "It's only Tuesday? I miss the girls."
I love it. I love it. Let's drop in with the meditation. What do you guys think? Okay. And I'm going to keep one eye on the inbox. All right. Gently close your eyes or lower your gaze as we move into a grounding and centering meditation. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And maintain this cadence as we anchor into the present moment. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your feet on the ground as you acknowledge your human beingness, your place on this planet, and hear the whispers of your guides surrounding you as they affirm that there are no accidents and you are here for purpose. You are here for a reason. Feel the bottom of your feet tingle as you acknowledge the connection to Earth and feel it move up through the soles of your feet into your physical body. Feel it move up through your vertical tube. And as it moves up, feel how it invigorates and excites every cell that it passes by. Feel your body respond. This is my earth energy. This is my human right to be so connected to our earth, to feel her, to love her, to support her. Moving up, she clears and centers each chakra. Your root chakra, the seat of safety. The second chakra, the seat of creativity. The third chakra, the seat of the soul. The heart and the high heart, and feel that Merkaba connection between the two. The high heart that holds the divine universal love, and the physical heart that holds human, earth, love. Feel how they merge and become one. The throat, the place, the center of communication. Up into the third eye. As you wipe away any filters that sit in front of your third eye, know that you see clearly and you trust that which you see. At the crown chakra, it opens and expands as you affirm your powerful knowing. Your connection to Source, God, the universe. Your soul connection, that ultimate guide who brings to you that which is optimal for your journey. And you trust even when it's challenging or difficult, that you have the support, the skills, the tools to navigate through. And feel the divine universal energy drop through your vertical tube, moving down once again through your body. And as it touches your feet, feel the symbiotic tingling of earth and universal energy. Take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth as the energy in your vertical tube stabilizes and grows stronger. Bring your awareness to your energy bubble, and specifically to the membrane that contains all the personal energy of you, of what makes you unique and special. Take a moment and bring your awareness using that powerful third eye, your clairsentience, your knowing, all of your tools to inspect the integrity of your energy bubble. Is it strong? Are there places where the membrane has been eroded and it's weak or needs support. Are there tears or frayed edges? What level of integrity is your bubble? Is it whole and complete and strong and vital? Open your hands so that they are palms up. Take the energy from your hands and move them all around your bubble, above. Feel how the energy from your chakra sitting in the middle of your hands strengthens the boundary of your personal bubble. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth as you feel it grow in vitality and integrity. Move it down and around your entire bubble, reinforcing side to side, top and bottom, front and back. Feel how anything that was not strong and vital, any tears or thin pieces, are repaired and strengthened. And when you are complete and your bubble is whole and strong, gently rest your hands on your lap. Think of one or two words that embody how you want to feel moving forward in your day. Love, peace, adventure, joy, quiet, excitement. Think of this word and using your throat chakra, Radiate this word into your energy bubble. For some, it may take on a color. You may feel the vibration of it as it caresses your skin. You may smell roses or that crackling energy at the peak of a new rain in the forest. You may hear the waves lapping on the beach, or the sound of the wind in the trees as it plays tag with the leaves. Allow this to infuse all of your energy bodies. And with this word, do a reset and release any and all energies that do not serve you at this time. Allow these energies to move outside your bubble and send them home with love. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth 3 times as you integrate this new energy that you have introduced through intention. This way of being that you have chosen to embody and radiate. Finally, with intention, release any and all cords currently attached to your energy. May it be friend, family, the energy from the grocery store, the coffee shop. Release and let go of all cords as you claim your sovereignty, sovereignty over your energy, autonomy, autonomy over your experiences, and authority over your choices. This will not diminish the power of your connection with anyone or anything or any furry. In fact, it will strengthen them so they are autonomously managing their own energy. Feel as your energy bubble lightens and brightens and perhaps even grows as each thread is released. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth 3 times as you give thanks to yourself and the beings and guides that support your journey. Feel the vitality of who you are as a soul-embodied human. Feel the power of who you are and what you are here to do on this planet. Feel the love that you hold in your heart for all that exists on this planet. And know that this is what you radiate into the world. And without doing a thing, you begin to live your destiny, your purpose. And anything that you do over and above this being, knowing your existence, amplifies the good that you do in the world. Your being is the gift you give the universe. So love self first and fill the vessel. Take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. If you all want to take a moment, if anything came in for you and take a note, you're welcome to do so.
Thank you.
I just love you.
At first, I was like, ooh, this is like a warm hug from a chocolate chip cookie. Just feel that. And then I thought for sure this is like the warm sun on a flowery tall grass meadow next to a mountain lake. And I'm ready to move. Of course, I'd miss everybody. So we got to bring it all here. So thank you, Teresa. And it just brings home how much I love all of you and all the groups that we're in together.
Yeah. You know, we place so much importance on maintaining our physical body, right? And yet, what, 20, 25 minutes? It makes a tremendous difference in your world and how you show up for others. And meditation's great, but it's not enough. It's only the start of the communication. So I want to talk a little bit about your experience through this. And then we'll go deeper into self-care. Okay, because we're going to look at self-care from all of the 4 primary bodies: mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. But really, my gift is the spiritual. And as far as I'm concerned, the spiritual influences all the others. If you can get your energy right, you can shift your emotions. If you can get your energy right, just ask Joe Dispenza. You can heal your body. If you can get your energy right, you can clear your mind. I have a lot to say about the mind. But we'll get into that. So, where did you start at the beginning of this meditation? How are you feeling? And how does it contrast with how you're feeling now?
I can start.
Yeah.
Um, it's 11. It was 11 o'clock for me. So kind of in the middle of a work day, in the middle of a work week. So I often feel kind of a little rushed to get on, get settled, and just kind of frazzled in general. So I just feel very nervous system regulated. And the word I chose was ease. And I just feel very much at ease. Although I did pick a pen to write with, and it was a new pen that had the little rubber ditty on it, and it wasn't very at ease when you have to scribble the rubber ditty off of it. But nonetheless, I feel very much at ease, and like my nervous system is totally different than 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. The other thing that's imprinted, Vicky, for you in that experience with ease is how the day is going to flow and how things are going to resolve. What you'll find is that people will entrain to what you've just declared and owned, and they will be able to interact with you with ease. They will be able to see what you're sharing, what you're communicating with ease. Solutions will be found with ease. So you've created this beautiful vessel that is in flow and invited every single person who you will interact with into that energy.
Can't wait.
I know, me neither. Woo-hoo! Yes. Projects on time, on budget, and successful. Yeah. Thank you, Vicki.
Teresa, I'll share. You know, I've really tried to be more focused and doing less of the multitasking. I'm kind of famous for, I always say it's triage nursing, right? How much can you cram into like a tube? And really stepping back and learning to have fun and just enjoy even the tasks that I maybe might not enjoy quite as much, and opening up that energy so that it's really just more vibrant. And my whole electrical system, I feel like since this weekend has been rewired, where I feel like I'm turning things over to my guides and angels and being less of a control freak to just say, you know what? If you'll just handle this for me, I'm going to go over here and just have a little bit of fun. And it has just given my heart such a load off of responsibility and that indebtedness that I feel like, oh my gosh, if I'm not doing all these 500 things at one time, which literally just sucks the fun out of it. It's such an amazing feeling.
I love that.
Hmm.
And are you finding that solutions are presenting just powerfully and easily?
Yes. I mean, it's just, you guys, it is so shocking. I think all of us that are doing this work, we believe in the energy. We know we need to, where our vibration needs to be. We're not always there. And it's the ebb and the flow. And for me, I've learned over this weekend. I did a course with Teresa, the Heal through Gaia, and I didn't realize that being safe for me was like an issue. Well, let's put it this way. I thought it was an issue that I already like resolved. And just acknowledging that I can turn over this, having to be uber responsible because I can't trust that somebody else is going to do that for me. And that's going to rock my core of just knowing I've been safe all along.
Yeah.
And that for me really catapulted the energy shift of, well, if I'm safe, that means my root chakra is stable. And it just ripples through the rest to recalibrate that energy. And it's kind of like a holy shit moment.
Again, I love those.
Me too.
When we define our what why and say, okay, universe, tell me how. You do the how, right? Everything flows so much easier. Here's my what, here's my why.
Mhm.
Now, universe, bring me the how.
Well, and the how usually is, I think, where we get stuck because we overcomplicate it.
Mhm.
And we come up with so many different solutions that it gets diluted. And then our energy's even confused on, who's on first.
Yeah. Yeah. And then because you've introduced uncertainty, we're human, we start making stories. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We start creating stories to justify what's occurring in our life. Yeah. Stories and assumptions. 100%, right, Michelle? Oh my gosh. And then, okay, and then you have a conversation with someone about the situation and you try and share your story and they go, What the fuck are you talking about? That makes no sense. I'm sorry, but
Truth.
it's our lens.
Mhm.
Good job, Heidi.
Thank you.
And if y'all have Gaia, the Heal conference this weekend is on Gaia, and it was good. It was very good.
Continue on with where Heidi left off. Strength. So, I'm feeling super before the call, super now, just freaking super. I think I moved what was like some crater last week that was holding me in a place that I have been for a long time.
Yeah.
And I thought I was working through it. And I realized that I actually wasn't in Teresa's moment. What are you talking about? I wasn't moving forward. And I dug really deep and took apart the stories that I was attached to and the outcome that I was attached to and the holding on so tight.
Yeah.
And I just came through it, holding on for dear life, holding on to my guides, doubting everything. And as the weekend and as this week has unfolded, I've stepped into my strength. My word was courage. My color was purple. And I loved that line that you said, release and let go to claim your sovereignty. That was for me. I took
Yeah.
that one, and that's where I'm at. I'm so excited to be here and feel this and share this power that I feel that it has always been there and feel so ignited right now. I'm stepping in, jumping in. So thank you.
Michelle, I am so freaking out. I know. Woohoo! I am so elated for you. In contrast to where you were this weekend, night and day. Night and day. You flipped the switch.
I couldn't have done it without you. I couldn't have done it without your energy and Trish and myself. Myself. Stand in that power. I was not going to give it up. And I astounded myself. And I let go of that little girl that was just so scared, that showed up last week at the channel, was so scared. And as I listened to the channel this morning, it meant so much more to me.
Yeah.
I was sharing with Trish this morning, like just the connections and letting go. And it's there, the surrender, the letting go and standing in the sovereignty.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. Congratulations, Michelle. I'm so happy for you. Holy cow. And the road that lays in front of you, because you've claimed that, absolute infinite possibilities, exciting, phenomenal possibilities. And with how you want to give back to the world, embodying courage and surrender, that's freaking hard, guys. Surrender's hard. And when you move through it and embody it, and other people can entrain to it, can feel it, and be inspired by it, world changing. For sure. Yeah, good job. I agree, Vicky. I love that. So, does anyone else want to share?
I feel like we go through this over and over again. Sometimes it's like, I don't know, cleaning out your car. You know, the more you clean it, the more there is.
Yeah.
And you take you know, off of our bodies or our brains or our needs, we take a layer off and we feel so great. But then there's other bubbles that come up and it's, oh, wait, what's that story? And that's why the clearing is so great. That's why I like somatic release and EMDR and hypnotherapy because it really does kind of gets in the cracks where we don't really realize consciously.
Yep. Yeah. I agree 100%.
I wish this was it. And now we're good. But I know that, you know, it's moved me along and I cleared a bunch out and I have been, and I have a vision and a future and maybe a couple wares or house. And but I know it's gonna be bumps along the way and oh, that old story, you know, how does that come up this time? But I think we're gaining a lot of strength and tools to be able to go, oh yeah, I'm wise to that.
Yeah.
So I feel so thankful.
I agree 100%. You know, it's not a one and done. It's a journey.
Hmm.
And it's creating the awareness so that you know when it's time to clean things out.
Hmm.
When you know it's time to go to the car and say, okay, what have I shoved in there because I didn't know what else to do with it? And can I please just go to Goodwill? You know?
Teresa, could I just comment? One thing that I always think of the visual is the Alzheimer's patient that has like 10 coats on. And you feel like, okay, you deal with one thing, you take the coat off, and it's like, well, I took the winter coat off, and now, damn it, now I'm finding this like raincoat. And I love what you said about it's kind of the evolution of all these layers, right? It's cleaning out the car. It's like, okay, we cleaned out something, and then it's like you pull up the carpet and like there's more stuff under the carpet of what the heck, I didn't even notice that. And Teresa, your words of we didn't even realize, I think that's what you're helping us all learn and learn the tools so that we can realize that, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, I got 7 more coats to peel off here.
Yeah. There's pennies and quarters under the carpet that I didn't know were there. And learning what is learning to understand what you need. Because what happens is we get in this groove and we become complacent. And we think, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm doing okay. Things are good." And they probably are. But could they be great? Right? We can't live in great, but we can start there. Yeah. The layers, the layers, the layers, the layers.
I always think of it as, and you may have said this before, Teresa, like, this circle of time, this spiral of time, and it's kind of the same problems. But as you evolve, you're just looking at them from a different level of consciousness.
Mm,
And so, I don't know, I just feel like today I look at things much different than I did 20 years ago.
yeah.
Um, and I hope in 5 years I look at things much differently. So I think it's just the same old crap. We're just looking at it differently from a different lens, thankfully. And we will forever, so long as we evolve, keep taking coats off, because I guess that's a good thing. We don't want to take the same coat off.
Yeah. Agreed. Well said, Vicky. Cindy.
For me, I was taken aback by the word that was immediately there for me, and that was complacency. And that was accompanied by balance. And I think for me, it's reflective of a number of things, but I know that this past week has been a challenge for almost everyone. And I had an interesting conversation with one of my sisters this weekend, and I'm one of 4 girls, and she said, I don't know why everyone's being so wigged out about everything that's happened. And we had this conversation about the fact that, okay, there's a major change here, but we do have some choices about how we respond and react and what we do with that. And that it's important to know that there's probably more stability than what we realize right now, and that we need to acknowledge where those places of stability are and continuity, and that we're okay with where we are right this minute, because it's going to change in the blink of an eye. But finding those moments of almost peacefulness and balance, for me anyway, periodically, because it doesn't stay that way.
Yeah.
But being able to be in that space is powerful.
Yeah. Agreed. It's not what's happening around you, it's how you respond that creates your world. I mean, think of that. It's not what happens around you, it's how you respond that creates your world. I don't think I've ever said that way. I like it. Yeah. Trish.
I was just writing down that amazing quote.
Me too.
I just wanted to share quickly in the meditation when you said, I think you said pick 1 or 2 words, and what immediately came up for me was strong and secure. And then after that, you said, joy and peace and love. And I had this moment of, oh, should I switch to one of those? And I stopped and I was like, no, 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 no. Like what came up for me is mine. That's for me. And it was just a reminder to trust my intuition. And I wanted to share that as a reminder for all of us to trust our intuition. So what comes up for us, it's there for us for a reason. So trust it. It's something I remind myself of often, because something will come up and I'm like, nah, that doesn't make sense. No, just trust it, allow it, embrace it, and go with it and see what happens.
Yeah. And those words make so much sense for you because that's what you infuse others with by your very being. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah. I love that. All right. Does anybody else want to share? T or Grace Ann? All right. let's get to the woohoo, the PowerPoint. Sorry. Ooh. And I forgot to cue this up before we started. And I'm going to flip through several of these pretty quickly and allow you to read it on your own later. And if you want to discuss more, just let me know. There we go. Oh, Jesus. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Self-care. Defined as the process of establishing behaviors to ensure holistic well-being, taking an active role in protecting one's well-being and happiness, particularly during stress. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. We're going to spend a little bit of time on emotional, mental, and more on the spiritual. When we can give ourselves love, worthiness, when we're courageous enough to allow ourselves to be seen by ourselves first. Validation from others is certainly important, but by ourselves, when we're courageous enough to name what's going on within us, and when we feel safe. Those are the 4 key foundational ingredients for creating well-being and establishing a self-care regime for yourself. Physical, I'm not going to move it, treat it well, love it, feed it good things. This isn't my jam. A lot of people do it. Okay, emotional. Allowing yourselves to name your emotions, first and foremost. See yourself, right? What I just said about the 4 ingredients. And understanding what are the tools that work for you to navigate through an emotional challenge. What are the tools that work for you? Whether, as Anne mentioned earlier, they're somatically based. Whether it is getting out for a run, dancing in the kitchen, meditation, journaling, phoning a friend and saying, I need to process something. Can you simply hold me and be my mirror? And then word vomit all over them. Make sure they're well prepared and you love them and they love you. What is your tool? Because without question, the emotional body is the most neglected. Even with the rise in people attending counseling and other support services, we still don't do a great job about addressing our emotional needs. Michelle, stop sharing.
What came up for me in that moment of course, are the obvious ones. I love to do my spin class and sing and cry. But the other part, when I reflected on what really gave me the path to move forward this week, was just sitting in the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So is self-care the ability to sit in that emotion and not be afraid of how overwhelming it feels, or how it took over, or how I looked, in the sense of like puffy eyes and all that, or caring about what it said to everyone else that I was feeling. But
Yeah.
just having that, as I look back on it, the strength to just sit in it,
Yeah.
move through it, self-care,
Yeah.
without judgment. And follow, and for phoning a friend, that also helps a lot.
No question. And moving through, sitting in it and continually allowing it to move through, not wallowing or stewing or baking in it, but moving through, acknowledging, holding yourself, having a conversation with yourself at that place, loving yourself. My favorite saying is, don't pitch a tent. Keep going. And do you give yourself the time to sit in it? And here's another clue. Here's something that I think is important. It is for me. When you give yourself the time to sit in the emotion that is wanting to be processed, give yourself a cutoff. Because there's a time, give yourself an hour. I'm going to take 1 hour and I'm going to really feel this and move through it. But the end of the hour, say, I love myself. We're done. We're going to put that down. Because then you start to tip into the wallowing. And then you start to move into the self-pity, right? So learning what that fine line is for you. What is that fine line between processing and pity is important. Thanks, Michelle. I'm so proud of myself that I remembered to take us off share. So, love, worthy, safe, and seen. And then give yourself an exit plan. And understanding your stories. What are your primary stories? Like for me, I'm not safe is one of my biggest stories. And whenever I'm reactive to something, I look at that and I say, is this part of my primary story? Most of us have 3. So what are your stories? I'm not good enough. That's another big one. So what are your stories? What are the stories that you came into this life to clear so that you can be of service for others and self? Remember, self-evolution, and then when we become more masterful, what we've gone through becomes a source point of wisdom for others. Both vibratory, simply by being who you are, but often it becomes part of what we teach or talk about or what we do for a living. Even if you're running a business and you think that compassion has nothing to do with running your business, it may be what you're known for as a leader. So it might not be obvious. Yeah, Grace Ann.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. One of my stories, and I think it's been my story since I've been a little kid, was I need a plan.
Mm. Yeah.
And if I don't have a plan, I can go with the flow through the plan, but if there's no plan, I don't even imagine about how the flow would work. So I can go to a plan, and then if there's a kink in the road or a U-turn, I can navigate that. But with absolutely zero plan, I get angst.
Mm-hmm.
That's still a word, angst. Angst, yeah.
Yeah. Angst. Yeah. So can I dig a little deeper?
Please. If it's going to benefit the group too,
Yeah.
just one observation.
So creating a plan is a response to a way of feeling, right? So is it control or is it safety? So what does a plan give you? It gives you certainty. It gives you a roadmap. Okay, so after I got divorced, I used to scream at the universe, just give me a map. Just give me a roadmap. Tell me where to go. I'll do it. And so is that part of, for me, it was safety. If I knew where I was going, I felt safe. I was in control, which, as we know, is an illusion. So what do you think, Grace Ann?
Well, yeah, I think there's definitely control and safety, and it's what I think was resolved child trauma
Yeah.
that still kind of hangs out there.
Yeah.
And most times when I have a plan, I don't feel heaviness. I don't feel like, I find joy in the plan, but now I find the plan to be work.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
The plan is like, I'm going, okay, I'm hiring a travel agent because I'm done with the spreadsheet about where we're going to travel and what restaurants and where we're staying. And my mind, I just feel like it's a burden.
Yeah. Constricting.
Mhm. I mean, you don't know how much the family and the extended family teases me about my spreadsheets, but they all want the spreadsheet. That's the funny part. They
Yeah.
call me up. They call me up. We know you did all the research. So tell us which thing we should buy or which place we should go to or whatever. And it's kind of funny, but it's not.
Yeah. So the opportunity that occurs to me is when to surrender and when to gather data, because there's nothing wrong with gathering data and having a plan and knowing what to do. So what is the tell, right? What is the tell between it's time to surrender, it's time to make the plan and do the research?
Wow, that's a thought-provoking question. Is the tell the peaceful place?
I think it could be. Yeah.
Mm. I'm gonna sit with that. That's a big wisdom nugget right there.
Yeah. And it's going to be different for everybody.
Mhm.
Let me give you a couple of examples that dropped in. One is if you create a plan and you're executing and it's not working out the way you think it should or could, to me, that's clear signal. It's time to surrender and let go of the plan.
Mhm.
And the other thing that drops in is something Jobs used to do, which I really love this. I'm not a big fan of him, but I'm a big fan of this. He would, when he was planning strategically his business growth, he would ask his analysts and his teams to gather data, give him every bit of information they could about what was next for the company or what was next for a product or a service. And everybody would present, they'd make a big deal of it. Everybody would present, and then he'd say, "Thank you very much, go away." And then he'd go back and he'd meditate.
Mm.
His mind would have, okay, this is A, B, and C. He'll identify in order of preference what was optimal for the company. But then he'd go into meditation and he'd feel into it. What feels right?
Mm.
Because he understood there's information that we don't have, know, or see that will influence as the project unfolds. So understanding your tell, he understood his tell. He needed to satisfy his mind and he needed to trust his intuition.
Mhm.
Brilliant. I just love that, Grace Ann. Because I'm like you. I it's planned out. Um, so I'm gonna look for my tell too.
Mhm. And so does that speak to the telltale? Oh, does that speak to the telltale sign? Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
where that phrase came from, but I'm curious about it now.
Yeah, me too. I love it.
Telltale sign. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That was good. Cindy.
I guess for me, in this past year, with my personal transition to trying to stay more focused in the present moment, one of the messages that's hit me from a lot of different directions in a lot of different ways is, what's that next step? And not being so focused on, okay, where have I got to be 2 months from now? Because everything could change so dramatically that there's no way I'm even going to get there. And so if I can accept and cherish what I've accomplished in the moment, then that sets the stage for greater success, or ongoing success, and the encouragement that wherever it is I'm going, it's okay. I think it's hard when you've been raised to think, you need to set a goal out there and go for it. And that business of stepping back, staying in your own intuition, being aware of what you can accomplish. For me, it's made a huge difference. And it's a lot less weight on me when I'm focused on the next step instead of, okay, when am I going to conquer the world?
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. I love that. And it allows you to surrender and stay in the mystery, doesn't it? I mean, infinite possibilities are available when you operate like that. It's perfect. Awesome. Trish.
Yeah, I wanted to say to Grace Ann, when you said you recognized that the plan was feeling like work, and I wanted to just give you a little applause for that awareness. And, I hope you recognize that. And when you said that you hired a travel agent, like that's a little bit of letting go because you recognized this doesn't feel good. This is work. And also, recognize that that's I think a really great step that you were able to let go a little bit. And when you were talking about the tell, what came up for me is resistance. Like this, in 2024, my word for this year was flow and embracing more flow. And I've, throughout the year, I notice when I'm working on something or going in a direction and it feels like I'm pushing and it's really clunky and hard. And then I'm like, oh, hang on, hang on. And I either just drop it or I kind of shift and go a little different direction. So just recognizing that when it starts feeling like resistance, that, okay, maybe take a step back and let's reroute. So anyway, yeah, that was my 2 cents for Grace Ann.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And acknowledging that she has a piece of her tell in hitting the resistance and letting go, moving into surrender. Yeah. Amazing. Every time every time I teach this, it occurs completely differently based on the crowd, based on who's here and what's needed. And I just want to acknowledge something. And I want y'all to hear and receive this. You guys are freaking extraordinary. The conversations we're having are just brilliant. And the willingness to share and empower each other is extraordinary. So thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, Teresa, for providing such a loving space for us to really feel safe and grow.
Thank you, Michelle. I received that. I so believe in every single one of you. Every single one of you has a mission on this planet that is so important. And I know that you're going to make a difference, that you are making a difference. And you may not see it. So keep going. Just keep going. Ah! Get you right in the heart. Okay. Mental. Thoughts. Watch your thoughts. Watch your stories. And when you start looping those thoughts, find your tool to halt them. My favorite is, what's my next thought? Because it immediately derails anything that's on loop. And I have to consciously choose what I want my next thought to be. That's the pattern interrupt. And it works. So we started with a reset meditation to clear and set your energies. It's at the beginning of this video. You are welcome. And if you want the file, I will send you the file to extract the meditation for yourselves. Download it, throw it on your phone, whatever you need, you're welcome to use it for your own clearing and setting of energy. Here's what I know. The energies this year have been unprecedented. Between the EMFs, the solar flares, the political climate, the socioeconomic climate. We have never been through this before. Now add on, and I believe this to be true, we have never been on a planet that was more conscious. So we have more and more people who are wanting to align to their own evolution. And we have a lot of people who are going, na, 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 na. Right? And we're starting to really recognize, based on our own evolution, who's coming with us and who we love, who's choosing a different path. And it is okay to moderate interactions with those who are not on the path. Not only is it okay, it is necessary. If they are not on the path, are you going to choose to include them in your life? And what are your boundaries around that? The other thing I want to talk about is, I'm gonna make a note, is clearing your space and aligning it for everybody who lives there. Trish, this is really great for you and the kids and your partner. You know, how can you create a space that embraces you, the kids, your partner, in a way that everybody feels held and at peace? You know, for me, I have to worry about me, the dog, and the cat. So it's pretty simple, right? I have a meditation. I'll send you the YouTube link. That will help you clear energy in your space. And I've got a little mini course, and then I've got a meditation that I just re-recorded. I just realized yeah. Anyways, there's stuff I'll send you. This goes through some of the steps of a way to do that. And here's a visual representation of your energy systems. They show the Merkaba. I actually see the Merkaba more as a 3D that surrounds the body, especially now that we've accelerated our consciousness on the planet. The other thing is colors are important. What are you drawn to? I used to play a game with myself when I worked in corporate. What color am I going to wear today? And I would literally, you do too, Anne? Yeah, I would choose the color that best supported my energy for the day. Yeah. Grace Ann.
What is a Merkaba? What is a Merkaba? What is a Merkaba?
Oh. Woo, woo. That was awesome. Whoa.
Great effect.
Oh, that was so good. Ah,
Oh,
I'm gonna Google that because a Merkaba is
It's a three-dimensional figure.
does anybody else?
It's a three-dimensional figure.
Yeah. It's a sacred symbol and a Jewish mystical tradition that has multiple meanings. So the Merkaba is, I'm gonna, oh, it's called the soul flower too.
It's also like a Metatron's cube,
Yeah.
and it kind of represents the blueprint of creation.
Yep. I don't know if it's, I'm gonna put this link in chat.
Grace, do you realize that you have two screens going?
She does.
Okay.
Mhm.
Her audio's better on the phone. Am I right? Yeah.
I noticed too on the one that you have there on the bottom is the Star of David.
Yes. So these are all sacred geometry symbols. And if you're drawn to one, go research it because it will have meaning for you. I did in early 2000, like 2001, 2002, I did a series of trainings on the Merkaba and working with Metatron. And he's one of my primary guides. And there's just, it's known as, here's the other one, the chariot of God, the throne of God. For me, it is a symbol of ascension and evolution. So when I look at the high heart connection, because our high heart has been activated so much, I see those two encapsulated in a Merkaba. So they become a symbiotic system of human love and high love, right? Universal love. Grace Ann, does that help?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sacred geometry is fascinating. It's not a rabbit hole I've gone too deep down. Numerology is another one that is just incredibly fascinating. That one I've gone a little farther down. Okay. Share. In the slides, here is a second option for doing a energy reset. And here's the thing, when you become adept at working with your own system, I used to do you can do it quickly. You can do it in just 5 minutes. I used to, when I was in a contentious meeting and the energy was just crazy and I didn't feel a resolution, I'd run to the bathroom and do a quick clearing of my own energy systems to see if I couldn't influence what was going on. This is a great way if you're having a challenging conversation. You can even in the moment just take a second and run energy through your vertical tube. And for those who've done meditations with me, you've heard me talk about our energy bubble. It is so important that we keep that whole and strong. And I use Teflon on the outside because I don't want any little entities taking hitchhiking a ride with me. And I use color and gold, a lot of gold on the inside. But what are you attracted to? What does your field need right now? A little bit of pink, a little bit of purple. What is it that you need? I also, each of us, here's another resource. Each of us has a team of guides. There's two teams I want to mention. One is a team of guides that help support physical well-being. They're there to help you heal. The other team is about helping you to maintain all of your systems. So your energy systems, your emotional, your physical, and there is a program and I'm going to drop another link in there. The company is called Paralandra, and they do natural healing tonics and such. But they also have a book called The Map, and it's a protocol to put yourself in a healing pyramid. And you don't need to follow the protocol. You can just do it yourself. But it's good. It works, especially when you're sleeping. If you put yourself in a pyramid or activate your light body, whatever vessel you want to use, if you set that before you go to sleep, it'll work overnight. You can just give instructions for the outcome that you want. And again, it's something that if you practice it, you'll get better, right? And you'll know which one is the right one for you. Okay, I'll have to look for the map book. Bouncing all over. So care of your environment and making sure that you're taking into account the animals and the other humans that live there and making sure that you're able to feed their energy what they need. And that includes the things that you own and decluttering wherever possible. Everything that you own, you carry energetically with you. When you declutter and let things go, you lighten your energy. And we've talked about this before, self-resourcing. What are your tools? Building your toolkit. And I just looked at the time. Ta-da! All right. There's more information in the PowerPoint about trust, because everything is founded on trust, trusting that you have the ability to discern the tools optimal for you, trusting that you're getting information, as was mentioned earlier. Any questions before I let you go into the world?
What is our December schedule?
Is that the one you sent me? Let me see.
No, November was the one I asked you about.
Okay. So our next meeting is on the 27th, then December is 4th. 11th, and we'll move the 25th. Does anybody have a preference before or forward or back? Can you guys do the 23rd?
That's
Yeah.
actually ideal for me, T.
Same. It's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I will move us to the 23rd.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. I'm so glad that you're on top of that. All right, done.
And
Okay, set
Teresa,
up your
you know what?
appointments.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we should probably look at January 1st as well, because that's a channeling on the January 1st.
It
So that would
is.
be one that we should, because that's channeling and that's gonna frickin' be magical.
So do you want to do it before or after New Year's?
After.
After? You want to do it on the Friday or the Thursday? My preference would be for the Friday, if that works.
The 3rd.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Good for me.
All right. And so it is.
Look at us over here making decisions on the fly.
I know. I'm so proud of us. Okay. All right. We did it. We're all organized. Thank you, guys. I
Thank you,
love you.
everybody.
See you
Love
later.
you guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Let me stop all the things. Stop.